and welcome to another Thursday Things. Today is all about how I could be on death's door and I would still go out to my horses. So those of you who haven't been here before, welcome. These are my Thursday Things, where I come up with topics to talk about which have come to my brain or people have talked to me about during my week, during my daily routines with family members or with the horses. So if you're new here, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching on replay, put hashtag replay. But everybody, hello and welcome. So I can be on death's door and I still go out to the horses. Now, the inspiration behind that is that I was quite ill at the beginning of this week. I had some very bad migraines that sort of cascaded on top of each other. And my voice is my words are still not coming out properly because my brain is still slightly fuddled from it. So this is going to be fun. And I still get in temperatures. I keep going hot and I keep going cold. So right now I'm in my vest top, but I might put a jumper on in a minute. We're going to have fun with this. So obviously migraines are hell to deal with. I have blind spots. I can't think. I can't see. It's not great. So I took Wednesday off work and I took Tuesday afternoon off work. Now, I wasn't in a place to sleep most of that time because we had builders here on Tuesday, which meant no sleeping for me, both because the dog was upset because they had their dog outside and he was just getting a bit upset. So there was no sleep involved for me. So I was pottering about outside as best I could. And it made me realise that I was better outside, whether it's the fresh air, whether it was because I was being distracted by something I absolutely love. I don't know. But it made me think about how even if I was half eaten by zombies on death's door itself, I would still go outside because my horses are more important than me. My horses are more important than most things. Now, this isn't a criticism about everything else in the world. It's just a testament to how much I love them and what they mean to me. And actually, when I started going on riding lessons when I was a little bit younger, I was under the instruction of the owner's daughter. Now, she kept getting into all sorts of accidents, and now with the knowledge that I have, I know that she was doing things wrong and thinking she was doing them right. So, that was her own tough titties, and she got on with life, and she's still getting on with life. But she had so many accidents, so many things go wrong with her body, and so many times when the doctor told her, you should not touch your horses for X amount of time, whether it be 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, you need to leave it to somebody else. And she'd come home from hospital and go straight out to the horses. Now, I am probably in that same bubble. I mean, I do have my mother very close to me, and she does help me endlessly with the herd. And that is a true privilege, and I understand that not everybody else has that. But I do have that support structure around me. Even my dad will go out and sort the horses out if I tell him exactly what I need him to do and tell him when I need him to do it. He will get it done. Now, it might not be with the same finesse and enthusiasm as my mother and I, but, it gets done. So that structure is there. But even with that in place, you couldn't keep me out of that yard. You can't keep me out of that field, out of the hay barn. I would be doing something, even if it would just be going over for a cuddle or go for a chat to the horses of, oh, what's happened there? What do you think you're doing? There would always be something that would pull me outside. Chop both my legs off. I'd still be right, lower me out the window. Because they make me happy. They fulfill my day. They round it off. And okay, there are some days when it's harder and some days when you're just like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Why do I have even one horse, let alone 5? And those days are hard to do it because you feel so guilty. But those days are few and far between. And I find that nowadays, now that I've done the work on myself and I figure out that half the problems are caused by me in the first place. I've gone on with some sort of attitude or gone in with some sort of energy, and they've gone, you think so, do you, love? Nah. And it's, sorry, there's a dead spider on my there's a dead spider on my counter. Why did you do that for, dude? I've lost my flow now. All right. Don't know where he's come from. It's a bit concerning. Anyway. No, I've completely lost my track of thought now. That's fine. So anyway, I'd go out and do something. Chop legs off, I'd still go out. I'd still do something. And even those days where I found the track again. I found the track again. Right. So even those days that I find really, really difficult, after the work that I've done on myself, I've figured out that it is mostly my fault half the time. And rather than taking that personally or blaming it on, well, Egypt did this or spring did that, actually, I'm the person, so I think things through logically. I think things through and plan things and find meaning behind some things that really aren't hidden. So the horses are very much momentary creatures, and they're just there in the moment, and this happens right now, and you're annoying me right now. And then they 5 seconds later, like, what? I haven't annoyed you. I'm fine. Because they got over it. And with the work that I've done on myself, I now become more like that as well. And it's only emotions of other people that hold me into those situations. Now, it can also mean the emotions of my own horses. If I've gone out and I've really riled them up or pissed them off because I've done something that they found rude or disrespectful, they can hold me in a place. But that being said, most of my days with them are just pure joy. So that happiness, even on the worst days, is well worth getting out of bed, getting out of hospital, getting out of the doctors, whatever it is. It's well worth it to me. And talking to other horse owners, mothers, whatever you call yourselves, parents, carers, if you don't like the word owner, we're all pretty much the same. Those that have a true connection with their horses, those that make their horses part of their family rather than a possession, there's not a single thing in this world that can stop that person from getting to that horse to do the daily duties, to do the poo picking, to feed, to put up hay nets, to fill up hay nets, all of that. And okay, I might not stretch to an activity with any of them on a day when I'm not feeling 100%. That's by the by. But the daily care of them, that is non-negotiable. And that is the same, I think, for the majority of horse owners. That personal care is vital. And sometimes that personal touch, just to put your hands in their mane or give them a stroke or even just smell them, the major, if I go out, because I've had him for 8 years now, sometimes just putting my nose on his neck, I'm just like, oh, that's my boy's scent. And I'm just like, yes, that has made all the stuff that I've had to deal with today just melt away because I have that connection with him. It's like, I don't know, if you have a child and you just smell their head or whatever it is that makes you feel just relaxed just from a smell or a sight or a touch or whatever. For me, and I think for most horsey owners, it's the same thing. It's therapeutic. It sometimes makes us heal faster. And if you've watched my Thursday Thinks about how my pain tolerance has changed since becoming a horse mother, a horse owner, a horse carer, whatever you call yourself, you have seen that actually my pain tolerance has changed with the horses. And also I was talking in there about how after getting kicked by Egypt, movement was very, very important because I then didn't stiffen up, which means I then wasn't overcompensating for the injury, which means I then healed faster because I was just getting on with life. Now, I know that's not the answer to every injury or anything that happens. But in that situation, I knew that the best action for me was to do stuff, was to carry on, was to show my boy that, yes, okay, you kicked me, and yeah, that friggin' hurt, but I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to make it personal to you, because you're only reacting to what I was putting out. So if that was my fault, I'd take responsibility for that. We're good, buddy. I'm not going to take it out on you. So in that situation, actually getting out and doing stuff helped. And I find that if I've got a cold or, you know, something to that effect, going outside really helps as well. It clears the brain. It gives you fresh oxygen to breathe in. And it gives you something different to think about, because when you've got a cold, all you're thinking about is, oh God, is my nose going to drip in a minute? Or, oh my God, I'm about to cough my lungs out. But if you've got just a few minutes just to think about something else, you're like, I can breathe, or, oh, it's not Niagara Falls up my nose, or, you know, and I feel that sometimes can actually help speed up recovery, because you're not overly obsessing. You're not worried about what's going to happen next. And instead, you're focused on that instant, that connection with your horse, or that activity that you've got to do, that you do every single day. It forces your body into a routine, or into the routine that you know, which is comforting, which is also makes you happy, because you know what you're doing and you can switch off, or you can think about other things that might have been on your mind, like, oh, that person shouted at me, I wonder how I could have dealt with that situation differently, or, oh, I wonder what I can do later. Shall I watch a film? Which film shall I watch? You know, all those things that you can mentally deal with. So it's your own therapy session, because you're switched off, because you're doing your horses, means that instead of just worrying about life and worrying about the cough, the cold, the ache in your leg, or you've got chilblains in your toes, or you've broken your arm, or whatever it is, sometimes just that getting out just really, really helps. And let's face it, horsey people, we're stubborn. We are so stubborn. We like things done in a particular way. We like our horses dealt with in a particular way. And we don't like people fannying about with that. So whilst, yes, I love my mother helping me, there's some things I get at. But because I love the crap out of that woman, and because she's trying her hardest, and I can be one hell of a picky heifer, I shut my mouth, because what she's doing isn't actually harming anybody. It's just frustrating me, because I'm like, it's not how I would do it, but it's close enough, so that's fine. And I lost my train of thought again. Come on, girl. See, the migraines do not help the brain. The brain goes, heh, every now and then. Oh, I'll figure it out in a minute. Oh, yeah, but we're stubborn people. So it also means that even if, you don't like people telling us no. I don't like people telling me what to do, especially when it comes to my own horse. If you tell me to leave my horses alone for even 2 seconds, I'm like, you mean this horse that I'm stroking? This one right here? Screw you! That's my child. I know people don't like people referring to their animals as their children, but let's face it, I worry when they're ill. I feed them. I love them. I give them everything that they need not want. And I make sure all my money goes on them. So let's face it, they are my children, other than the fact that they didn't come out my body. But then again, adopted children don't come out the person's body either. They come out somebody else's. So, you know, that's still a child. The only difference is that if they annoy me or I get things wrong, I can shut the door and leave them outside. So, perk, did it. But yes, we are... Oh, sorry. I'm getting messages. I'm like, somebody's messaging me. We are a stubborn bunch, which I think is actually helpful. As well as, yeah, okay, I'm sure our horses don't want us going outside when we've got a leg hanging off, or, you know, you're sneezing all over them, or you're coughing your lungs up in their face. They like the routine, and we see them at every single stage of their health throughout the year. So at the moment, Egypt is hobbling about. He is lame. I have no idea what's happened to that child. His entire right hind leg, that muscle in the butt, is really, really hot. He has done something to that leg. But he's happy to see me. And okay, he doesn't want me fannying him out with it. He doesn't want me fussing. He just wants me to register the fact that he is not okay and to do something about it. So what did I do? I did something about it. I immediately checked my stores, my tack room, to see how much bute I had spare. I had half a packet. So whilst I do go down the natural route, when your horse is that hobbly and you don't have the immediate pain relief on hand, i.e. German chamomile, flowers, or the essential oil, that's what I would mostly go running for. I don't have a stock of that at the moment. So right, okay, what do? Do I ring the vet and say I need some more bute? Or do I ring the vet and say, can you get out here and check in? Because this is very much not like him. He's the kind that rolls with the punches and get on with life. But then again, he's not one to be kicked or get to big injuries anyway, because he is top pony, top horsey, top thing. I can't say stallion because he ain't got none. But, it's... As I came to a decision, I was like, right, okay, it's gone past hours anyway to call the vet, so it won't make a difference if I call the vet now or to my bank balance or in an hour's time. So I was like, right, it might have only just happened. I will give him an hour, see if it changes. And in the meantime, I will give him as much turmeric as he needs, because turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. I will also grab the German chamomile flowers, which are growing out the front in what is the construction site for the granny annex, because I know that those will be eventually destroyed anyway, but as the material that they're sat on growing in gets moved. And I will also grab him some willow, which is also a pain relief from the tree which is just in the front garden. And I would also go and grab him some comfrey from the front garden as well. So German chamomile flowers are pain relief, and the only reason I didn't go running for it initially is because A, I forgot I had it, and B, it's only a small plant which has grown out of manure from when my herd had a whole big bag that I was testing out for possibly selling. And they had, I think it was about 15 to 20 kilos, I can't remember what, but it was a hoofing great big box full to try. And it means that German camel is actually growing wild in my fields, which is awesome and something that I want to continue. So I went and I asked my mother to go grab that whilst I was giving him turmeric. Now, turmeric, I get it in the Hoof and Great Big Sack. You can get it from your local shop that's Eastern food orientated, shall we say. But it's a Hoof and Great Big bag. It's, I don't know, 5-10 kilos, something like that. And I just scooped loads of it into this feed scoop, and I went here and shoved it under his nose, and he devoured that thing. He licked it clean, as much as you can when you got a yellow tongue. And his muzzle, because he's got a white nose, he was just plastered. He was yellow and orange. So whilst he was enjoying that, my mother went and pulled up the plant, because I knew it was going to be destroyed anyway. He may as well benefit from it. Now, there's not much benefit from the few flowers that he'd get, but it's something. It can take the edge off. It can do something to benefit his body more than me with my half packet of bute. So we also grabbed the willow, which is also anti-inflammatory pain relief, and also comfrey. Now, comfrey is good for ligaments, but mostly it's for bones. It's great for bone knitting. So whilst I wasn't expecting to have any of it, he did. So I'm like, oh, there's something bone related there, or whether it's just because he's going through a bone growth spurt, I don't know. Just take the edge off. Anyway, he just had as much as he wanted. And I just kept running backwards and forwards between the comfrey patch and stuff. And he had scoop after scoop of turmeric. And he's in a better place. And he has had that half packet of bute, but hopefully what the other things that I've given him add on to the butte, or the butte adds on to them, shall we say. So those of you in my Facebook group, I will be keeping you posted on how he does and what I do going forward to help him out as naturally as possible, because I've just paid off a big vet bill. I don't want to be paying off anymore. So hopefully him being on his Paddock Paradise track system will help as well, because that'll keep him moving, which will mean that his muscle won't seize up, so that hopefully the blood can keep circulating rather than pooling, so hopefully there won't be any bruising or too much damage in whatever that it is that he's done. But I'm keeping an eye on it, and if he is not much better in the morning, or I'm feeling as though he's more uncomfortable in the morning, I will call the vet, because you have to know the limits of what you can do at home and what you need to call the vet out to do. Again, a horsey person, stubborn. I am very particular about when I call the vet out. It's only in emergency situations, because I know that I can do things like giving as much turmeric as he needs because it's an anti-inflammatory. Running to the comfort room because I know that that will also help with either the ligaments or bones. If it is bone, I don't know. But I know that he will tell me what it is he wants by eating it or not eating it, and also in the way that he acts going forwards. If what I've done hasn't helped him, I will find out very quickly in the morning. Or I'm going to go back out anyway, because I haven't finished poo picking, I stopped my routine for you people. This is what I do with my life. So, being around the horses when they're in every stage of pain, freedom, happiness, solitude, whatever, means that we see every aspect of them. So it's only fair that they see every aspect of us as well, to see that sometimes we do get hurt, sometimes we are ill, and it's not all to do with them. And okay, Egypt has kicked me, and yes, Pagan has stood on my toes, and that sort of thing. So I don't know if they currently associate pain with me thinking that they've done something. I don't want it to be that way. So I make sure I'm around them with whatever situation I'm in, whether I've got a raging cold, whether I'm half dead asleep because I am knackered and I didn't sleep very well and it's made me grumpy. It just means that I change my interaction slightly. If I know that I'm in the wrong energy, I'm in the wrong place within myself, I don't spend as much time around them. I do the bare minimum and try my best not to throw my crappy energy at them. All the days when I'm in actual physical pain, I show them, especially the youngsters. They need to see that, and they're actually really fussy about it. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Are you all right? What are you doing that for? It gets to show them that sometimes I'm not okay. Which means that hopefully in the future, if something bad happens, they won't freak out because I'm hobbling down the road because, some pain in the backside of a car has scared them more than anything else in the entire world because they've been absolutely shitey. And I've ended up on the deck and, I don't know, dislocated my shoulder, which I've never done. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But, I could be in considerable pain and they can go, right, okay, we've seen you in this. We know how you deal with this. It's not like we do when we're like, okay, you're in pain. I know what you're going to do. You're going to kick me, bite me, or you're just going to be grumpy, or you're going to walk away, or you're going to be a fussy baby. So they also figure out how we're going to deal with it as well, which means that it improves our relationship because we've worked through stuff, which means that hopefully in the future, if anything happens and I fall off Egypt, he'll just come over and go, "You're right, Mum, let's go, come on." I think it's relationship building for them to see us in every form that we come in. And it's relationship for us to see them in every relationship, in every way as well. Because they're prey creatures. It takes a lot for them to show us that something's not right. So that's a bit of trust. So why not return that trust? So whilst I don't want to go against medical advice in saying that, always go out to your horses because we always do. It's not always the case. Sometimes you do have to listen. But in other times, you know your body. And sometimes your horse is just that little bit more important. So you still do go out. It's just about tempering it and adapting it to the current situation, getting what you need, they got what they need, and then you leave it. But as I say, the title of this video, I could be at the death's door and I'd still go out to do the horses, because that's just me. That's how I do life. And I think that's how a lot of you do life as well. So on that, I think that's me for this week. Make sure that you are following the Facebook page and join the Facebook group if you want to have a few extra tidbits than is any on any other platform. See, my vocabulary is still a bit wonky from the migraine. So also check out the YouTube channel. All of my Thursday things go up onto the YouTube channel 2 weeks later. So this will be up there in 2 weeks' time, but you'll get to see all of the past Thursday things on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also on Instagram, we're naturally_Willa, so for daily updates on the herd, check us out over there. And I will see you next week for my next Thursday things. I'll let you know at the beginning of next week what I'm hoping to talk about, and I'll see you then. Thank you guys. Bye.